little red
There
button
you
that
go.
says live. There we go.
Mhm.
Well, good evening, everybody. I started about, how about that? I'm early today.
There we go.
I started about 2 minutes early, a minute and a half early. Just doing some paperwork, working on the budget stuff, which I'm behind on as usual. So I'm just working on that. Just got back from the Boys and Girls Club. I'll share a little bit about that as we go through. But this is our evening version of Chat with the Chief. The whole point here is to just do these conversations monthly. It's to have some interaction with our community. So first, if anyone is logged on, if you would just send me a message at, hey Chief, we see you, we hear you, it's sounding clearly. I want to make sure that communication is good. I haven't touched anything, so if it's not, it's got to be somebody else's fault. I'm not touching anything. I'm not messing with anything. Sarah's here with me tonight, and we're going to hopefully just have some interaction. There's some things that I want to share. We're going to touch base on some of the. Oh, thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here, my friend. Chris, appreciate you. Thank you. Wanted to talk a little bit about stuff going on during the holidays, some things that we've done. I can't believe that Christmas is just a few days away. We've had some really good times in the community, seeing some different things. And Miss Wallace, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Ivy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Karen, thank you for being here. That means a lot. South Georgia, is that what South
Mhm.
Georgia? What are you doing in South Georgia, hanging out with us tonight? That's pretty cool. That's awesome. I imagine it's a little warmer there. But I want to touch base about some things going on in the department, kind of what we've done, what we're doing, what we have coming up, some things we're looking forward to as we go into the new year. I want to share some things that I really haven't shared a lot with the department, just to run some things by you. Chelsea, thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate that. Um, as we talk a little bit about our recruit class and our staffing, we're having some issues like other places, and so I want to share some of those things with you. And then some things that I want to change with the department, or at least tweak a little bit. At least tweak a little bit, so it's classified. So once you hear it, you got to like delete the message in like 15, so like 15 seconds, or it blows up, something like that. So I used to live in Newport News and have family there. Okay, fair enough. All right, well, good deal. So Karen, I still haven't seen what the temperature is there, but I'm sure it's a little warmer. Robin, thank you for being here with us tonight. You're always logged in. We have a good conversation. I appreciate that. Carrie, thanks for being here. I think we got some deliveries coming tomorrow. Um, thanks for all you do with our community and our department and helping us build relations. Angie in Tennessee. See, what's up with all the southern states, all those warm states?
Hmm.
I was talking earlier this afternoon. I was having some conversation with somebody from Minnesota. And they said it was like 52. I was like, it's not really too bad. She's like, no, Chief. Negative 52. I've never even heard of that. That's like you stick your hand out and you get frostbite. I've never even heard of that. Patty, thank you. I appreciate that, Patty. Thank you. We're certainly trying community to help. We're doing well. Is it Ferguson? Hey, my friend, how are you? Thank you for being here. James, I appreciate that. I can't see captions for your chat. I can't see captions. What's that mean? You're going to throw those technical questions. So you can't see other comments, or when you say captions.
It might have to do with their settings.
Okay, I'm not sure, James. But if anything, yeah, I don't know if it's like the other comments or the captions, like how you add it. I'm not sure. So let me just put this out there right now. I believe that the Newport News Police Department is one of the most progressive departments when we talk about technology. We have really made an investment in the last year and a half to move us that direction. But I will tell you, this chief is probably the least technical person you'll ever want to meet. I'm not allowed to touch anything technical, but we are really focused a lot on technology. So that's my disclaimer.
I can see them on my end, so it must have something to do with the settings.
Yeah,
Somebody
so
else said they can
James,
see
I
it
just
as
got
well.
a text from one Miss Wallace who says she can see them. So it may be something with your settings, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure. But we'll see what we can do on this end. Oh, look, Miss Wallace is going to explain it to me. Let me read it. Captions meaning the words you are saying being displayed at the screen. but it's there. Okay, so so you're seeing it, Ms. Wallace, and thank you for educating me because I was like, what is that, like the emoji little things, and what does that mean? So, thank you. Let's not make fun of anyone, but thank you. Um, wait, scroll back up a minute. Karen told me what is the temperature there?
Right there.
30 and 60s, and will be
Oh,
it's okay, and will be 20s Friday night. Oh well, okay. Wow, that's all right. Well, maybe it's a little chillier there than I thought. All right, so let me go back up a little bit.
Lori.
So did I get okay, Jason to see the Oh, okay, gotcha. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that, Lori. I appreciated seeing officers more in schools this year. Thank you. You know, one of the priorities we had coming into 2022 is to staff the SROs in each of our middle school and high school. Because of staffing issues, we weren't able to do that last year in our middle schools, and I think you know, schools do a great job. But we talked a little bit about our SROs in the last session this afternoon, and you know, of course, we're there for safety, but I think a lot of it is building relationships with students, especially in the middle school, coming out of elementary, that midway between elementary and high school. I really wanted to get us back in there. The school board really wanted us to, and I was really looking forward to that. So to be able to make that happen, that was one of our big priorities. We moved some things around, so I'm very, very excited about that. So thank you for bringing that up and mentioning that. Karen says she can see them too. Okay, great, very good. All right, is it Myers? Ms. Myers?
Oh,
Well,
Teresa. There you go.
all right. Hello again, and Merry Christmas to you and your staff. Teresa, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Live chat, got it. All right, so Miss Wheeler can see it too. So good. Miss Diggs,
Yep, there you go.
Chief may have to come in and teach you about technology. You have all of my students and Boys and Girls Club tech teach you. I will tell you that would probably be beneficial. I would certainly pay attention. But I'm like, oh, there's apps for this, and you can do it. I mean, what kind of language is that? What does that mean? You know, I saw the some states were looking at it, and even here about banning TikTok, and I'm like, well, what is that? Do I have that? You know what I mean? Do I even know what that is? So yeah, so I am not very tech savvy, but I do realize clearly how important technology is. That's one of the things actually I got written down here to touch base on, to just talk about the big push we've had in technology. Matter of fact, was it yesterday I did an interview with one of the local stations about technology. We talked about our real-time crime center, our shot spotters. We talked about the use of drones in situations, whether there's large events or if we're doing a search for someone who's missing, or for safety as we evacuate some people out of certain areas. We talked about we now give every officer a cell phone. We have a real-time crime center, which is kind of a hub for all those things, so we can push information out. We also can receive information in, linking into cameras and locations where we have crime that's occurred or is occurring. Not only does it help us a better response, it's better preparation and evidence to give to a jury and to a judge, to our Commonwealth attorneys, so that they have everything they need for a successful case, or the best we can put forward. We're looking now currently at an app on a phone that a citizen who, already have apps. That is the things you can, you just download, right? So it would be like a Newport News Police app, and you would get immediate situations. So like, instead of us calling the media, one of the outlets, and saying, hey, there's a traffic accident on such and such block of Jefferson Avenue, if you had that, it would pop up automatically in your phone. If there was a situation of an event or a critical incident, whatever it might be, it's just you could open your phone up and put in a comment about an officer, positive or negative, one that's concerning to you, or like, hey, the officer did a really good job, or you could take photographs and send it back to the police department if someone is doing something you're unsure of, or a crime's being committed, or even it's just quicker information, right? And so that's something we're looking at. I'm not sold yet, but I'm certainly looking at it. I'll be into some conversations with my boss after the first of the year. So technology is just So going back to Ms. Diggs, you might have to teach me. I'd be the one sitting right in front of the class. We got devices now on our body-worn cameras. I just share this with you, that as we're talking and you're telling me someone was making a report, I remember when you took out the notepad and you're writing it down, right? And today we can talk and have a conversation, and I can ask you questions and repeat back to you, and the device or the camera will populate a report. Now you may still have to go back and read it if I misspeak or the computer catches something wrong. If I say steep instead of stoop or stop, but it populates a report for you. So I just think that's just amazing. I remember doing a report in hand, and you had the carbon copy, right? If you misspelled a word, I had some sergeants, if you'd cross the word out, they'd be like, no, we're not, rip it up. You got to write the whole thing over again. So it's just really, really advanced, and that's what we're looking for. There was a Chiefs Police Conference in Dallas for departments all across the country, and we sent 2 assistant chiefs there, Chief Hires and Chief Creswell, to really look at what's there, what's out there, what is some next generation, and where are we going. So we've got some great partners, and I think once the word gets out there, we have a lot of entities reaching out to us about software, making systems talk to each other. We have a great partnership with our hospitals, our schools, so there's a lot of things that are connecting there and moving in the right direction. So anyway, yes, tech support, knowledge, absolutely. Ms. Wallace, are you bringing ride-alongs back anytime soon? Yes, so we currently have the ride-alongs back in the process. We've been doing them. We're going to tweak them a little bit next week, but probably January 1 will be the way we want it to go. We're starting to get flooded a little bit, and we got to make sure we got officers available and that we're managing it correctly. There's been a little bit of change in staffing and positions, so we just got to make sure. I just want to review that, but January 1 but we are doing it now. But January 1, I think it'll be refined a little bit. So that's a great point. That's a great question. This is an interactive group tonight, Sarah. We're gonna have a good evening. James, no live captions. Total waste to do this. James, I'm sorry. I've had 3 or 4 other people tell me that we're having the captions are there. So I don't know if it's our system or your system, but I apologize. I certainly didn't mean it. I didn't mean for it to be a waste. And yeah, I don't know. Some other individuals are telling me they're seeing it. So I don't know. I apologize, my friend. Ricky, Chief Drew, what is your contact info? I have some things I'd like to discuss with you. So, sir, if you'll message us your number, we can reach out to you. I can shoot you a call. I may be able to give you a call when I leave here tonight. I was just doing some budget stuff, so I may go back and tweak that a little bit. I got to get some sleep a little bit, I guess, but I may be able to shoot you a call when I leave here if it's a good time. Yeah, just send us some information and I'll reach out to you. All right, we're scrolling down just a little bit. No, you're good. We're doing good. Is it Bernice? Am I reading that right? I appreciate you searching for Miss Lewis, and happy to see you were so honest and open with the community. I just wish those kids, I will tell you, ma'am, breaks my heart. I have a good relationship with Chief Talbert in Hampton, and the little boy, a beautiful boy, Cody, that they are also searching for. I tell you, that weighs heavy on detectives that are involved in that case, citizens, community, and also weighs heavy on police chiefs. Those are the conversations, and we just had a talk about a week and a half ago, just talking to each other, and we brought up Miss Lewis, and I can't even imagine. So your comment means a lot, but I tell you, I see those detectives that stay up late, that come in, and the searches that we conducted, and the number that we conducted, and the recruits, even the recruits when they went out with us, some of them didn't want to go home, and recruits ask, "Will you keep us updated on this case?" And that's heart and that's a great point. And yeah, I know holidays are extremely hard, and my heart goes out to the Bigsby family in Hampton and Miss Lewis's family here in Newport News. So thank you, I appreciate that. James, okay, for the hearing impaired, touch the. Oh, all right. So James is get. Thank you, James. Let me just read that. Okay, for the hearing impaired, touch the video to bring up the options. Click the 3 dots in the upper right corner and select Turn on Captions. I hope that helps. Wow, I said James. Jason, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. all over Georgia recently started doing that. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow. As well. Ride-alongs are back. My husband didn't tell me. I'll apply tonight. Yes, absolutely. Maybe he's just messing with you for the holidays or something, Miss Wall. I don't know, but they are back. And I think it's a great thing for citizens to be able to see. We do require individuals who are applying with the department to do a ride-along. Sometimes being in that car, hearing the radio and everything that's going on around you, in the one-on-one conversation, you go into calls and you're able to see situations and circumstances and conversations. I think it really sets a tone, and it helps officers who may be on the fence if this is something I want to do but I'm not sure, or citizens who, like, this is what TV shows police officers doing. Where's the commercials at? Right? So I think it's a great opportunity for both. And to tell you the truth, it also allows officers the ability to ask some questions to citizens and have good conversations. So absolutely. Your husband didn't tell me. That's funny. Ms. Cox, Merry Christmas to all. Great job. Ms. Cox, thank you. I appreciate that. The same to you and your family. And again, I just want to thank you for all that you do for us in the city, helping us build relationships in our communities. That means a lot. Is it Linda? Or did I miss one?
Yes.
Yep.
There you go.
Good evening, Chief. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas. Will you get to see your family during the holidays? So, Linda, first of all, thank you. Merry Christmas to you and your family. I get a lot of push to go home to see my family at Christmas. They live in Cincinnati. But I will tell you, part of me, it's hard to pull away from the men and women who are working here on the holidays, that are working here at Christmas. So I will probably go about mid-January. But Christmas Day, I don't know if I've shared this with you. At Thanksgiving and Christmas, I bake all night long. I deliver about 5 or 6 pies to each precinct in the Department of Communications, our 911 center. Flowers all over the house, and now they give me a hard time about, Chief, why do the boxes say certain grocery stores on it? But I just use that for storage. I bake all night long. So in the morning, I'll go out and with the other chiefs, and we'll deliver pies and desserts to the precincts and communications, and just an opportunity to say thank you for those that are working on Christmas, keeping us all safe. And I really appreciate it's the same for years, even when I started. Some people will work Christmas Day to allow others who have young ones, or even stay a little bit late so you can spend time with your family on Christmas morning, opening gifts or whatever it might be in the holiday season. So I will get there. Thank you for asking. I have actually had a conversation with my mother last night, and she asked me the same thing. And I told her that I said, traffic will be bad. I'll probably be there in January. But I will see them, and I think family is very, very important. But I also have a loyalty to the citizens here, and especially the men and women who are working on that holiday that are away from their family. So that's a great. Thank you very much. You can be choked up.
Hold on, John.
All right. So where do we? That was Linda. Well, Mishka, how are you? Thank you for being here with us this evening. Let's see. The next one I have a question. Is there any way to have, what's it say, felons? To get involved with community outreach programs? So are you asking, so there are several returning citizens that have come back into the community, and they partner with different entities. Some have their own organizations, some we work with. If you send me a contact number, I'll be glad to share some of that with you, tell you a little bit about what we do. We have to be careful sometimes around situations and circumstances, right? I'm sure you can imagine, but there are those who want to give back, that have a lot of my good friends have been away and had to serve time in prison or jail, and have come back out, and like, Chief, we really want to work the community. A good friend of mine up in Richmond, Paul and Prince, both are friends of mine that we've done some things within the community, and I am very, very comfortable working with them. They have a good heart. They want to work with youth. And when I was in Richmond before Newport News, there were some activities of basketball and community events and just kind of chat sessions. And I think there's a lot of good people coming out, returning citizens to our communities who want to give back. And who better to know some of the challenges and struggles that people face, especially some young men And I just so there are several that we work with. So if you send me a number, I'll be glad to share that with you, or just have a conversation if you're kind of wondering some things that we do. There's some great questions tonight. Um, Christopher, happy holidays, Chief Drew. Appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Merry Christmas to you and your family. You know, I will tell you, just Sunday. Wait, what's today? Sunday night, we were out with the celebration of lights as we Hanukkah and lighting the first light on the menorah, and there was a good turnout at City Center. Regrettably, my friend was not there this year. I remember last year I got to see him and helped him back into his vehicle, but former Mayor Joe Frank was always such a big supporter, and so it was a little different for me not seeing him this year. Several people made that same comment to me, but he and his wife just did a lot for this community and were personal friends of mine. We shared a lot of good conversations about just how are each other doing. So, holiday season, Hanukkah and Christmas, and just family. It's just a good time of year. It's probably my most favorite time of year, followed closely by opening day of the baseball season. But no, I enjoy Christmas a lot. And just seeing people out, and it's really good. What type of pies? Oh, I got a variety. I can do. Look, you should see me. I can whip some coconut custard out, pecan or pecan, yeah, right? I'm doing apple, cherry, blueberry, pumpkin, sweet potato. Oh, I'm telling you, these hands are magical. They're magical. But at least that's my story, right? That's my story. Robbie, Merry Christmas and stay safe. Robbie, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hello from West Virginia. Wow. Is it Barb? Am I reading that right? How are you doing? So I drive through when I go to Cincinnati. I like to drive sometimes to clear my head. And West Virginia is beautiful. Just the mountains and the sights, the water. It's just beautiful, beautiful place. So I would ask, what is going on in West Virginia? What made you tune in to hear us in Newport News tonight? I know it can get cold up in West Virginia, those mountains too, no doubt. But Merry Christmas to you. RV native here. Oh yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. Mr. Ferguson, very, very good. Daryl, y'all here? I'm not. Daryl West. So they may be having a conversation. Nurse classes. I'm not sure. So, are we all caught up? Have I missed anybody?
You're on Justin.
Justin.
Who?
I missed Justin?
He's up at the top.
Wait, I don't see Justin. Oh, there. Justin, Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Happy holidays, you and your family. Thanks for being here. Miss Wallace, hold on because I'm dying for pecan. So, yeah, you should. I'm telling you, it's. I get a lot of people seem to doubt me. I don't know why. I don't know if they think I can't cook or what, but yeah, they seem to doubt me. Yeah, homemade. I don't know what you mean by not the store stuff. I don't know what you're talking about as well. I'm upset. Keith, how are you, my friend? Good evening, Chief. With the return of On Patrol Live, formerly Live PD, if approached to do so, would you ever let them showcase NMPD like they do with Spotsylvania County Sheriff right now? I'd have to know a little bit more about it. Not opposed to it, but I would need to know what parameters and things that they wanted to do and how that would look. I've got a great media relations department, so I would run that through them as well. Kelly and Sarah and Matt. I would just ask them to take a look at it. Not opposed to it, but I just need to know a little bit more about it. As a Newport News resident, I think the platform can be a very useful tool to connect to the community and show that you guys are accessible. I'm very interested to see what becomes of this. Keep up the great work and all you do. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that, Jason. And again, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Just looking forward to seeing you at Deer Park Little League. Oh, there you go. I will tell you, Justin, I Yeah, so look, I grew up in Cincinnati, so I grew up as a Cincinnati Reds fan, the Big Red Machine, Johnny Bench, and George Foster, and Dave Concepcion. I don't want this to turn into a baseball talk, but man, and you know what I think? That's how I bonded with my father. And we really, even sometimes when we had rough spats, we could always come back to baseball. So I just enjoy that, and I enjoy that time of year. But I'll tell you, man, Christmas and seeing the kids out. I made the mistake. I was going up to City Councilman Miss Scott was having a food distribution giveaway, and for those in need. And I was going up to see her at Denby Community Center, and I made Chief Grinstead said go up Warwick. I'm like, I'm going up Jefferson. I'll cut over later. Well, I got stuck in traffic, so that's why Chief Grinstead is more senior. He was there waiting on me, and when he saw me, he just kind of chuckled and walked on inside. But we got there to see her, and the stuff going on there, and some people there getting some food, those that were maybe in need this time of year. So yes, Pete Rose. Yeah, yeah. Look, all I'm going to say about Pete Rose is the way he played the game. I like that enthusiasm, right? I can't say I met him a couple times, so I'm going to talk about he did a heck of a job playing the game. Looking forward to, oh yeah. So I enjoy going out to Deer Park. I remember over the summer, a couple times just kind of stopping and watching the games, having different. It was in between events, and I got to stop and just kind of watch. It was girls softball and t-ball, and it's just see the kids out there running around, and I enjoy that. I enjoy going to the high school football games and seeing the different. I just think that youth are our future. And all of us made mistakes growing up, right? All of us had somebody that helped us and looked out for us, whether it was a parent, a school teacher, a youth pastor, some individual in the neighborhood, community, a mentor. So I want to encourage our youth. I think we have some of the most exciting young people in the state, right here in Newport News. So, yeah. Tim, Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for being with us tonight. Stacy, Chief, we missed you at the winter concert. I know. Oh my gosh, I apologize. I had, when I come in, Brittany, my assistant, she always shakes my head or shakes her head at me, and I'm like, what? She goes, so tonight at this particular time, you got 4 events. I don't know how you're going to do it. You got 4 events to go to. So I am very bad about that. I want to be there. I want to be there. So I did. I missed it. I apologize. Anything dealing with youth, I really want to be at. And sometimes I'm late to some other meetings I should be at, like, Chief, where are you at with the budget meeting? Oh, I was hanging out with the kids at Jenkins Elementary. Chief, where are we at? Oh, I was down at the Boys and Girls Club as they were giving, so I apologize. I missed you guys too. Keith, I hope you in ice cream with those. No, I don't do the ice cream, Keith. I'm just kind of a pie guy, I don't have time to go out and buy ice cream to match with the homemade pies. I wouldn't know what flavors and everybody can be, but maybe I'll do some ice cream stuff, ice cream socials in the summer or something like that. Ms. Diggs, keep up the work, good work, Chief. Newport News Police Department. You really do make an impact on the community. I don't see any other. Well, I will tell you, I appreciate that. I give 1,000% credit to the men and women who do this job. I still love this type of work. I know police work's challenging. We talked a little bit about that in our afternoon session. I see what people give up to do this job, the events that they miss, the long hours they put in that nobody ever sees. On the media, you'll flash across the screen when an officer does something wrong. And this department has made mistakes. I'm not saying we haven't. We absolutely have. But I'm telling you, the emails I get, cards, people that just stop by and send things into Facebook and talk about the good work that officers are doing. I see officers buying people groceries. I see officers stopping and after their shift and going to throw a football or shoot basketball with kids in the community. Matter of fact, I just interviewed an individual who wanted to join our department. He grew up in another city, larger city, and he said, Chief, I came here and I see officers interacting a lot. And I'm like, what do you mean you see it? He's like, well, it's just one, they're visible, but he said, 2, they get out of the car, they talk to people. I see them shaking hands. I see them interacting with youth. And he said, where I grew up, that was not what we saw. And and I'm not comparing us to any other department. I want a department here that focuses on community interacting. Crime will go up and down. We do our best to address it and to solve it. My heart goes out to those that are victims of some of the more violent crimes we have. But when you have a relationship with the police department and the community working together, you can do some amazing things. I just think this is a great city, and I give all the credit to the men and women, sworn and civilian, our dispatchers, our forensic technicians, our crime analysts, those that are working in property and evidence and records. They just do an amazing job. And I sit here as the chief, and I will tell you, I am very humbled to work with such men and women in such a great city. So I really appreciate that. Stacy, all right, what do I
Over
got?
the top.
Well, I sent you the competition schedule for March, and hopefully you can come support them in Richmond. Oh, you got some competition going on in Richmond. So you want me to go back to my old stomping grounds and have, okay, all right, very good. Ice cream, caramel drizzle, really. There's an ice cream called caramel drizzle. Are you kidding me? Look, I'm kind of just a good old vanilla, right? Chocolate, strawberry. What French drizzle, caramel drizzle? What are we talking about? Where do you find that ice cream at? What is this? Baskins and Robbins, 82 flavors or whatever. Keith, it makes it a lot easier to be a great. Wow. Well, again, Keith, I will say. I give all the credit to the men and women who do this job. I sit here now and I'm able to talk and interact, but there are men and women out there that are working right now. They're responding to calls, cold weather, traffic accidents. I will tell you this, though. The day after Christmas, so December 26th, of course, right? December 26th, we want to make sure that we're supporting our malls. We know that our mall is going to be very busy. Patrick Henry Mall does a great job. It's a great service to our community. It's a great place to shop. So there are two shifts. We're going to have some officers there during the day and then some officers in the evening. So we're looking for some officers to come out. And we were talking to our command staff, and one of the captains said, I'll work it. And then sure enough, 2 or 3 more captains said, we'll work it. So now, myself, a couple of the assistant chiefs, and a couple of captains are going to be at the mall the day after Christmas, the 26th, from 3 to 9, hanging out at the mall. And it's funny that now several other have said, hey, we'll come out and work a little bit. So, maybe we can let some other people off or be in our communities where we want to be. I think it's important that we don't, just because we wear position responsibility, as each time you get promoted or move up in an organization, and don't forget where we came from. So I've been doing this about 30 years. There's someone in our department who's been doing this 40 years. That experience is just invaluable. And yeah, we're gonna work the mall in the evening from 3 to 9. So, and there might be some good deals. I might do a little post Christmas shopping there. Yeah, we did the same thing at some of our events. We had the city lays out such a great Christmas plan. You got the lights that are up in the park, right? You've got Port Warwick that had a Christmas event. Santa Claus and all the different booths there. City Center with the tree lighting. Down at Brooks Crossing, the RTEC lights there. And all of those, a lot of the command staff was there and getting to do those events. I just think it's great to interact. I did have an officer get on a pair of skates and try to skate down at the RTEC lights down there at Brooks Crossing. So Officer Jensen, I hope you never do that again. But it was interesting to see. I've never seen somebody hold on to the rail as much, but I didn't get out there, so I got no complaints. So, and I was impressed with my friend. But yeah, I do, Keith. I do. I give credit to the men and women, and it is a true honor to work with them. People that have a heart for service. Well, none of us are getting rich at this job. I promise you. But some of the ability to get up day in and day out and help people when they're going through a time of crisis, I think there's a lot of fulfillment in that. And I think it is a calling, I don't see people doing this job 25 years as much as they used to, but I'm very appreciative for those that do this job in this profession. And I know it's hard on families, and there's people here, and I'm sure in all organizations, that their Christmas dinner is the day after. Their Thanksgiving is the day before. They open presents maybe 2 days later, the following week. But that's just a heart for service. That's what I'm trying to bring into this organization. People who think outside the box, are creative, care about one another, and want to interact with our communities, businesses, our faith leaders, and our youth. So, yeah. But Keith, I wish you a very Merry Christmas, my friend, and I appreciate that. Stacy called her and said she's working with your recruiter. I hope you can bring her out there to your team. Wow. Okay. We'll see what we can do and make that happen. Working with the recruiter. It's good to know. Okay. Very good. Let's see. What did I want to talk about? Here's something I wanted to share. I shared it earlier this afternoon, and I want to put it out there today. My hope, we have a recruit class that's going to graduate in March. We have another recruit class that's starting February 1st. Our goal is 30 in that class, and then we're going to start another class in April of about 25 to 30. So last year, we have a young adult police commissioner, so just real quick, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior from every high school. That's 24. This year we got 28. I don't know where the other 4 came from, but we got them, right? So we got 28 students. And then recruits and some of them are just a few years older than the high school students that are graduating, right? So we sit them in a room right before the recruits graduate, and we facilitate some conversations. Myself, Dr. Lyons will kind of have some conversation going on, and ask the students, what do you want to see from new officers? What do you want to see from the police? And they say, we want you to not judge us by our skin color, by our race, not by our beliefs, not by where we live, our zip codes. Know us individually. Spend time with us. Get out of your car and talk to us. Interact with us. Have conversations. One, my friend who goes to Achievable Dream, she said, Chief, if I wave to an officer, I want him to wave back at me. And I said, well, I totally understand. So then I asked the recruits who are going to graduate and patrol the streets of this community. And I said, what do you want from citizens, especially the youth? This will blow your mind. They said, don't judge us by our uniform. Don't judge us compared to what another department does or maybe an interaction you have with another officer. Look at us as individuals. Stop and talk to us and spend time with us and get to know us. It was almost the exact same thing. So I asked the youth, what classes do you have in school that teach you how to interact with police officers or recruits or officers in law enforcement? None. So wait a minute, maybe Minchfield doesn't. Let me check with Warwick or Woodside. What do you have? None. So then I asked our academy director, what class, who teaches the class on telling officers how to interact with young people and youth of this community, how important that is? None. So 2 things that they both said was most important. And nobody's teaching that, right? So you learn that maybe from home or at church or from friendships. The best officers are the ones that have relationships with the community because they talk to them, they trust them, they build bonds and relationships. Dr. Lyons talks about communication, partnerships and relationships. So, hot off the press, classified, blows up 10 seconds after I say it. My intent is to change the structure of our department, our training, recruits in the training academy, but also in our in-service. So officers, right, we got to go through 40 hours every year. To change us from just the training we have now, but to increase it to a more academic-based, to a more college-type atmosphere and setting. Meaning that I want a class on psychology, sociology, I want a class on history. I want a class on the history of Newport News, when Warwick County and Newport News blended or one adopted the other. I want to learn a little bit more about the shipyard. I want to understand communities and law enforcement, the history and tradition. I'd like some pastors to come in and talk about empathy and issues and communities. We won't get credit from that from the state. DCJS, Department of Criminal Justice Services, mandates that we have there has to be a certain criteria we teach to be an officer in the state of Virginia. But some of these other classes, I think, are going to add a benefit. And there's some, I was talking to a lieutenant friend of mine who was talking about that there are professors or there are programs that teach instructors how to teach certain topics. What I don't want is, okay, well, I learned this and I memorized that stuff, but learning it and understand why, how to apply it. But I'm just looking for more of an an academic setting. I want to have professors probably from CNU and Virginia Peninsula College are the ones I'll reach out to first. And I'll offer lieutenants to go to their colleges and teach in their criminal justice programs or dispatching 911. But I'm looking to bring a little bit more academic base to our academy. So if you ask me how you're going to do that, Chief, I don't know. I'm going to sit down with some people a lot smarter than me and talk it through. But there are a couple departments out in the west and maybe further up north and northeast that are going that direction. And I think 21st century policing, we need that. How do we connect, look at things differently, and understanding communities, neighborhoods, people. So yeah, that's I haven't really shared that a lot with the department. We've had some recent conversations. Some lieutenants I've talked to that are instructors and teach in colleges, and we talk a little bit about that. Matter of fact, I'm having a meeting tomorrow with a member of DCJS to share with them what I intend to do. So we're going to try it, and I'm not even opposed down the line. So you have your academy and director, but is there some benefit to bringing an educator online to work, a professional in the education academic world to work in our academy, to make sure that we're teaching officers the right way and we're learning things differently? And what are some topics? So I'd like them to look at our curriculum and here's what we teach, and where do you think some other classes could fit in? So yeah, I just share that with you because I think that the training kind of sets the footstool for everything that we do, and understand the importance and why we do what we do. So yeah, hot off the presses, classified, strictly. Keith, the other four found out about, the other four found out about all that free pizza and food you gave the VA. Yeah, absolutely. I will tell you, I'm learning quickly with youth, right? Pizza's out, man. Chick-fil-A is in. Anything from Chick-fil-A. But yeah, absolutely. I teach the history of the Henrico Sheriff's Office in our academy, from the founding of Henrico's Thomas Dale, that courthouse and jail were inside the city of Richmond. Yeah, see, Keith, I just think I think there's a lot of power in that. I think people can graduate the academy with having some background. We already do some things in our academy that we don't get credit for. We take our recruits out for a week and let them do a ride-along with officers. Well, I'm hearing about this and I'm learning about this. Let me see what it's like. We take them out another week for Community Week, and they interact with our citizens. They interact with individuals that are struggling, right? Whether it's through homelessness and drug addiction, our elementary schools, our middle schools. They're doing things in the community, walking in the community, doing community service with our churches. I just think that's important to instill that some individuals learn much better by visual, some by practical doing it, some by audio. We're trying to bring all of that in together and just make for a very, very, very well-rounded officer. So I'm excited. I'm going to need a lot of help doing it. And we got to be open-minded. I'm sure there will be some questions and pushback maybe or hesitant. But I really believe it's the way to go as we move into more and more being progressive and giving the best training that we can. It will make our academy longer, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So let's see, what do we do? So we talked about a recruit class graduating in March, the new groups. We're going to be doing some promotions and some movement in the department. Be a little bit the first of the year, but majority of it's going to be around February and March when that class graduates. We'll make some notifications then, but there may be some other small changes, but just kind of setting the stage for what I want to do when that class graduates in March. Got to make sure that we keep patrol safe and balanced. That's the backbone of our department. I want to say something. There was a call the other day that some officers went on. Stressful situation, and long story short, the officer could have been hurt. And as a result of this, I guess it was an argument, male and female, the male took his life. And several officers saw that, happened right in front of them. And we set up some counseling sessions. We used our department psychologist, does a great job. We used our CISM team that did for the platoon, dispatchers. We set a session here in the city on Sunday have just some discussion. And I think that's important. We talk about health and wellness, and I won't mention his name, but an officer, captain. So we were talking about this earlier in the week. A captain came into me and said, you know, Chief, it wasn't like that when I started, and I agree with him because it wasn't like that when I started either. And you know, some things you saw, and all right, hey, you okay? All right, well, you know, go get you something to drink, and then maybe ride with somebody else for the rest of the night, or let's get back into it. And I'm not putting anybody down from years ago, and how I just think that we're more focused on health and wellness, compassion for officers who, I'm telling you, they see some rough things, and then we allow them to go home, get some sleep, come back, and do it again tomorrow. And I think that I'm trying to create an atmosphere where it's okay, check on your buddy, right? It's okay if something bothers you. That there are times where I'm going to ask you to set up a session with a psychologist. It's nothing against the officers at all. It's for me to pillow my head and know that if anybody needed an outlet to talk to, that they can. They matter to me. Men and women who do this job matter to me. I'll do a department video tomorrow and hit on that a little bit. But the people that do this job, and their health and wellness matter to me. Their families matter. The stuff that they see is hard, and to come back in and do it, dispatchers the same. It goes back to me being very humble to work with people in this profession. I think that's why there's such a bond. Kevin, does your department have a ride-along program? If so, how do you get into that? So yes, we absolutely have a ride-along. We absolutely have a ride-along program. Anyone who applies to be a police officer, we make sure that they do a ride-along, so they can kind of see it and feel it. If you go online, you will find the ride-along process. If sometimes the online stuff is not so friendly, so if you send us a number, we can certainly call and reach out to you. But we have our city, right, is linear, so that we have a North Precinct, Central, and South, 3 different shifts, day, evening, and midnight. And if there's someone you want to ride with, or a particular area that you want to ride in, we do 10-hour shifts. You don't have to ride for the whole shift. The only requirement we have is we're going to, of course, do a background check. That goes pretty quick. And then we'll make sure that you have a vest on for safety. But we do have one I think is beneficial. It's a great way to see what officers deal with, kind of calls they go on, and get to know a little bit about this profession. And some want to do it for research. Some want to know a little bit about the job. Some want to kind of learn more about policing. So, yeah, but absolutely. Have I missed anybody, Sarah? Am I caught up?
You are caught up.
See, we talked about some events. We talked about some things going. Let's just touch a little bit about crime in our city. At the end of the year, we will report our data to the FBI. The FBI looks at crime across the country, and they put a national average together. And national average of clearance, meaning arrest, how many cases are you clearing? We usually get those numbers finalized by the end of January. There's some anomalies, and this is the open case, and we believe it was here. No, now we found some, but usually by the end of January, we've got the numbers situated. If we ended today, we're up about 7% in crime for the city. What's leading us is our larcenies, our thefts. And that's a pretty significant number that's up. And I've talked to some other chiefs, and the chief said, Chief Drew, this is why. So I went back and looked at our larcenies in 2022 compared to 2019. I'll tell you why in a minute. And the numbers are almost exact. In 2020 and 2021, as we really dealt with the pandemic, there were a lot of businesses that were closed. There were a lot of restrictions, hours, number of people that were inside. So I'm not saying it justifies anything. I'm just, the numbers are higher in 2022 than they were in 2020 and 2021, but they're almost exact to 2019. So I think the pandemic played a little bit in that. In 2021, last year, we had 93 shootings. This year, we're currently at 95, meaning shootings, not homicides, like shot in the arm, shot in the foot, shot in the leg. Our aggravated assaults, our shootings, stabbings, bad assaults, our homicides, we had 30 homicides last year. We have 30 homicides currently this year. Our robberies are a little up, but our clearance rates, our rapes are about even where they were last year. Burglaries are down. It's about the 5th year in a row. And I think that goes to neighbors looking out for each other and police presence in the community. But I think that's neighbors looking out for each other. Our clearance rates. So you should, if you have X amount of homicides, you should clear this percentage. The national average example for clearing homicides is 50%, 49.8. We're about at 65, 66%. And I'm not taunting that. I'm just saying we are above the national average in every one of those crime categories. So that means that we are solving crime higher and more often than the national average. And that's where I kind of gauge us to make sure that we're solving crime as I'm looking at data, but we also, not just crime, I'm also looking at overdoses, traffic accidents, traffic fatalities involving a pedestrian. How many firearms are we seizing? We're probably going to seize about 1,000 firearms off the street this year. And some of them I would consider military type weapons, assault rifles and the rounds that they fire, and some that are altered to be automatic. But I want to be very, very clear that I do not lose sight that every one of those incidents, those data points, whether it's a burglary, a rape, a robbery, a homicide, a shooting, that's an individual. That's an individual's family. That's a neighborhood, a community. But the reason I look at those numbers, are they trending up or are they trending down? Because I want to see if our strategies are helping. And maybe some strategies that are working up north might not work so well in the south, and vice versa. But maybe we got some strategies in the south that, hey, we did that same structure, same strategy in the central and the north, we might see the same result. Where are some areas that we need to focus more technology on? Increase lighting, blight. We have environmental officer now. I hope to add 2 more that deal with that, removing cars that have the windows broke out and are just left abandoned and that are parked. Trash that builds up, stuff that's dumped just on the street corner where kids might get on a bus and get off a bus. Illegal dumping, people dumping tires in someone's backyard or even waste. Sometimes adding street lights or maybe just cleaning the lights that we have or going to a higher wattage or voltage, right? I think how a neighborhood looks plays a lot into what type of activity and behavior goes on there. So my hope is to have an environmental officer assigned to each precinct to work with works and utilities and our other city agencies. So yeah, those are some things that I want to do and implement as we get into the new year. All right, so what we got? Since we got about 10 more minutes. I've hit all the questions there. I haven't skipped over anyone. No one's mad.
No.
Nothing I've skipped over. Let me then kind of close out here by just saying that to the men and women who do this job, I'm thankful. I'm humbled to work with you. I'm honored to work with you. I'm humbled to be the chief in this city, in this department. To our citizens, I know that we don't always get it right, and I don't pretend that we do. But I think we have to admit when we get it wrong, that we make mistakes. To try to do better, to be better. I believe we will be better tomorrow than we are today, and I think we're better today than we were yesterday. Advances and individuals that join this department, enjoy this career, enjoy this agency or this profession. The great relationships we have with our schools, Dr. Parker and Rashard Wright, relationships we have with the Boys and Girls Club. I was just there earlier today, and Michael Vick came and he bought some Christmas gifts and distributed them out at the Boys and Girls Club, so I got to go down and see that. It looked like Christmas morning, all that chaos. It was like good chaos, right? Smiles on young people's faces, and Michael Vick just giving back to the community. Our social services, my friend Ben Thomas, who's retiring, and Ginger's going to take over. 2 great people, both mentors to me. So Ben, I will miss you, and Ginger, I look forward to working with you. Our police foundation, the work that they do, attracting donations to give some things to officers that we might not have or might not. Did they lift some of the burden that we pay for out of the budget? They just do phenomenal. Big supporters. They pay for all our graduation ceremonies and award ceremonies, that type of thing. The relationship we have with our pastors, I don't even want to start naming them because there's so many, but I dealt with one just today. I got to interact with him. He's getting over a little bit of a knee injury, so I teased him about some duct tape, but he's still there. He's still there. Our chaplains that do a great job for us, not only in our communities, but with the men and women who do this job. Our young adult police commissioners, our high school students, right, their voice. bringing them to the conversation. I look forward to taking them to city council with me, letting them meet the mayor and the new city council members and talk a little bit about what they do and building the relationship, bridging the gap between police and youth. And then also, we had our last city council meeting with Mayor McKinley Price, who's been such a supporter, as a mentor to me, and some of the council members that are leaving. The impact, the friendships that we've had that will continue to go on and last. But it's just very, very fortunate. I'm very, very thankful. The civilians that work here, in records and dispatch, the volunteers that help us with selecting our recruits, citizens who come in and help us with our promotional process and sit on panels. It's just, I want this to be a family, and everything we're doing is trying to make the city of Newport News a better place to live, grow up, raise a family, work, play, visit, right? Our elementary schools, I enjoy going there. Even having lunch with kids sometimes in the lunchroom. Now that can be hazardous pay in elementary schools, but it is very, very fun, those interactions. So is it Ivy? Keith, have a great night, Chief. Always be safe. Keith, Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Appreciate you, your family. Please be safe and take care of yourself up there. Newport News Police Department. Wow, Merry Christmas to you, Ms. Garvin, and thank you for all that you do in the community, and I just appreciate that. Robin, see you next year. Thank you for all that you do. Stay safe. Rob, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I'm not going to hold anybody up. I know it's hustle and bustle this time of year. I want to thank everybody for joining these sessions. I was a little I wasn't really sure this would be beneficial, but I do enjoy the conversations and the sometimes we're just talking, right? And I think what I've learned is, regardless of who you are, where you live, what position you're in, the uniform that I wear, just having conversation builds stronger communities and relationships. And I appreciate that. So I appreciate twice a month that you citizens will sit down and just have some conversation with me, tease me a little bit, and ask hard questions. And we hold each other accountable that way. But I am very, very thankful. Men and women who do this job, sworn and civilian both, even to the individuals who clean this building and keep it clean for us when we come into work. I'm appreciative. So I want to wish all of you a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Please be safe. Take a breath. It's a little crowded out there, last minute shopping. I'm sure everybody's already got it done and wrapped, unlike the chief, who always, despite saying I'm going to have it done by Thanksgiving, waits till the last minute. And sometimes it's just funner that way. I don't know. You have to make your decisions quicker. But please have a great holiday. Watch out. Kids are going to be out a lot. So just, we're all in this together. Take a deep breath, slow things down, and it'll all work out. We'll do this again in January. Thank you all very much. Be safe, and thanks for spending some time with me tonight. God bless.